Alright, so it looks like over the last couple of hours, a quick little hotfix was pushed out that not only fixed a couple of things, but it also went ahead and introduced something brand new. Now keep in mind that officially there's been absolutely no announcement whatsoever about this. The only real one would probably be over here in the official FISH wiki, where it shows us that there is indeed a brand new enchant in the game called Clever. I mean, this in itself is a huge game changer for a lot of us that are trying to get to level 750. A lot of us right now are sort of depending on Insight to give us the 1.5 times XP multiplier, and instead we could be running Clever, which is now a 2 times XP multiplier for all catches. So I want to go and see exactly how long it's going to take us and how many enchant relics to finally get this. And on top of that, we're also going to squeeze in a quick little section to see what is sort of better right now, whether it be goldfish or one specific spot here inside of Ancient Isles that seems to be the sort of hotspot right now. Now, to sort of add on to the other hotfixes that were introduced, in case you guys haven't noticed, the Phantom Megalodon has been turned into a limited now. The other 2 Megalodons are perfectly fine. Yes, I haven't still gotten a Megalodon in the live servers. I spent a lot of time doing this in the test server, so I have absolutely no excitement whatsoever to go after it right now. My main focus has been to pretty much figure out what's the best way for you guys to make money, and the best way for you guys to get XP right now is the more important thing in the long term. So eventually I'll get to the Megalodons, but for now I'm not really in a rush. Either way, aside from the changes to the Megalodon, the other thing that was changed is that they did add a couple more zip lines inside of Ancient Isles, so that way you're able to travel around a little bit easier. For example, being able to actually leave the meteor site area and make your way back over to the main camp. This zip line basically wasn't there. It sort of goes right over the entire waterfall. But anyways, man, let's make our way over to the Statue of Sovereignty and let's see how painful this is going to be. Now, I should also specify, just in case if you guys are chasing after this, by the time that you watch this video, that the Clever enchant is only available in new servers. The reason that we know this 100% for sure is because there is people that were able to get their hands on the Clever enchant in brand new servers, and then when they transferred over to an older server that was over 5 hours old, the enchant just completely disappeared from their rod. So this was not in the game when the update released. So the easiest solution here is to go into menu, head down to the section right under your titles, and turn on server info UI is enabled. This is going to bring up this little UI on the left hand side where you can then see what the server uptime is. If it's under 5 hours, you should be good to go. Well, that's awkward. A Megalodon just spawned as I just used the sundial. For those of you that were asking me if a Megalodon could spawn with a sundial, I literally just did it right now. So there you go. All right, I said I know I didn't care, but I'm not letting this opportunity pass. I lied. We're going for it, boys and girls. Now, it is just a regular Megalodon, so not really anything crazy, but I mean, I haven't caught it, so may as well give it a shot. And just as disappointing as I thought, no Megalodon was caught. All right, there we go. After, I want to say maybe like 15, maybe 20 relics, we finally got Clever. I'm not gonna lie, man, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse than that, but if you look at the bottom, 2x XP after catching a fish. So many of you have reached out telling me if this is actually a real enchant. It is. The unfortunate part is that you will need to be in a new server. I know I've already said that multiple times, but I guarantee you that you can probably go into the comment section right now and people are going to be like, dude, I've spent 500. It doesn't exist. All right, so as promised, we're going to go ahead and test over here at Goldfish using absolutely nothing but an Aurora. I don't want to resort to doing 8 times luck because I sort of want to start drifting these tests a little away from being pay to win and just focus a little more on the realistic max luck without spending any Robux, which as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to actually come back because I realize that I don't have Merlin. Now, the way that we have previously done this test was simply to see how many times we actually level up within an Aurora run. But realistically, that isn't a good test to do because obviously from 480 to let's say 483, it's going to be way less XP for my first test. When then afterwards, I go and do 483 to 486, it's going to be way more XP. So instead, the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to keep track of pretty much how many mythicals I get a general idea of which one is more consistent with the mythicals, because at the end of the day, that's going to be where a lot of our XP comes from. And on top of that, I'll also throw in legendaries, even though technically speaking in the pond, you don't exactly get any legendaries, which is why a lot of people would resort to going to the seahorses instead. Either way, we're going to compare the two. Let me go grab Merlin and we will transition over to us starting our first little run here in pond. All right, so let the fun begin. All right, so that's it for the Aurora. 13 regular goldfish, 6 perfect catch goldfish, bringing the total to 19 mythicals caught throughout that entire session. Now, I want to say that I was roughly about 20% into level 480, so I guess we can say that we leveled up a total of 3 times, which is fairly impressive for how much XP is required at 480. Now, for every single regular goldfish that you catch with Clever and double XP Game Pass, you're looking at 11,200 XP per fish. For every single perfect catch goldfish with Clever and a double XP Game Pass, it is 16,800 XP. Now, for the next portion of this test, we're over here at Ancient Isles, more specifically testing out the infamous waterfall. This is kind of what a lot of you have been messaging me about. I've been reading your DMs, trust me. A lot of you are saying that not only are you receiving a lot of good XP from here, but surprisingly also making a pretty good amount of money. Now, if there's one thing that we know for sure, that's the fact that goldfish is not the way to go for money. I'm going to sell really quickly what I went ahead and caught. As you can see, the total was 53,047. I'm fairly confident that we're going to earn a lot more than that in just a 15-minute time frame here. Let's go ahead and put it to the test, man. Let's see how this goes. All right, and just like that, it has now officially ended. Now, unfortunately, midway through that, I did notice that the nocturnal kind of like buff was up. So that did sort of affect it a little bit. But I'm going to be completely honest, man. Even with the benefit of that, I still don't think that for the sake of XP, using the waterfall is a good method. For one, a lot of the really high XP rewarding fish that are in here have negative progression debuffs on them. So it makes them extremely difficult and somewhat of a challenge to actually get them, unless you have something like Rod of the Depths, which is still going to be a little bit of a challenge, or obviously a no life rod at level 500. So if you have a no life rod, I would say that this is somewhat of a good alternative for you if you want to go ahead and make decent XP while also making what I would imagine is a decent amount of money, because I haven't exactly sold yet, but I'm pretty confident that we made some decent money. Let me actually go ahead and check really quick. If we go ahead and sell everything, we made 110k. So quite literally double the amount of money that you would be earning over at Goldfish. The reason that Goldfish is probably going to be the best method for quite some time now is probably the fact that Goldfish are fairly common to spawn, at least when you have Aurora active. They have absolutely no negative progression debuff, which makes them so easy to catch with whatever rod you have. I mean, you could quite literally be level 1, go straight over there. I mean, technically you can't do that, but you can. Moral is, man, if you want to go ahead and make a lot of XP, get your hands on the Clever enchant. Don't change your leveling method. Stick to the Goldfish now more than ever that the bones have been removed from there. Hopefully this answers the question that a lot of you have been asking me over in my Discord server. I'm going to get back to working on some more stuff. I have more videos coming out all week long, so make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I hope I was able to earn a like. But that's going to do it for this video. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.